Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Yes, absolutely excited about the digital asset space. Bid out. I don't know. Bid out. DeFi on Binance Chain. Interesting concept. So they actually launched, so you can actually pick some of the bid dial up on Uniswap. And it looks as though it's just about 3x for people that were in the ICO who had a chance to take advantage of that. But I'm very, very fascinated by the idea of some kind of DeFi on the Binance chain without question. So really, really excited about that. Glad to have been able to get some of those. And I think it's going to be an interesting project. And the partnerships are really, really interesting. I'll cover that later today in the stream or perhaps at the end of this video. But guys, listen, some interesting stuff on Twitter. The Ryan Zagone move. Interesting. What bank is it? Is it something of America's, Bank of America's, and having to do with Transferwise? We're going to talk about that move. Mickey B. Fresh was excited about it. He actually shared it on Twitter. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to really dive into a great Q&A from the people from Forbes, and the contributing writer to this particular thing is someone who's really into, I'm not sure if he's in hodler, but he's into XRP, according to what he notes. So we're going to go over that as well. Some Q&A to cover there that I think is interesting. I was supposed to cover that last night on the stream, and we all know what happened last night on the stream. What? Yeah. If you didn't catch that stream last night, you want to go watch that, because that is, that's some breaking stuff right there. That is some breaking stuff. And I will say this, I've had at least 2, if not 3, people who came to this channel, dropped some major stuff, and they haven't been back on the channel. And both of them have been confirmed as legitimate guys. Both of them. One was a New York Wall Street guy. This one is, a guy with some ties to the banking community. But in either case, yeah, check out that stream last night. Really, wow, what a that was like a bomb, like a serious bomb. All right, guys. So listen, let's go over to share. This will be your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. So let us do this. So shout out to James for XRP again. You know, he shared this with me a couple of days ago, and I didn't cover it, so I'm going to get a chance to cover it now. The XRP Ledger Foundation, the next step of XRP decentralization. And here's the Forbes article. Shout out to James Rule XRP. We appreciate you, bro. So let's do this. The XRP Ledger Foundation, the next step of XRP decentralization. This is by this guy, Thomas. And I saw a Crypto Eddie kind of tweet that Thomas knows. So on Twitter, so we'll see. I read about blockchain and big data, primarily focusing on XRPs. This is a great Q&A back and forth. On September 24th, the newly established XRP Ledger Foundation announced its existence in a press release and website. While the currently available information leaves a lot of open questions, I have asked the foundation's spokesperson to elaborate. The foundation has received initial grants of more than $6.5 million from Ripple, Coil, and GateHub to establish itself and reach the initial goal. A goal which, according to the press release, is setting up a foundation with representation from industry leaders, academics, and social visionaries, and initially focusing on core technology, publishing a unique node list, UNL, support developers, sustainability initiatives, and social and community initiatives, right? And it's a question, is Ripple stepping back from XRP? People have raised concerns for years that the lack of third-party engagement in the XRP Ledger is because it is spearheaded and ultimately controlled by Ripple. If a single corporate entity has access to more than half of the total XRP supply, all efforts in enhancing the XRPL ledger will ultimately benefit Ripple more than anyone else. The common response to this has been that while Ripple stands to gain the most from XRP adoption, they also stand to lose the most, as most XRP is locked away in escrow for several years in a smart contract, by the way. This balance has indirectly a timed smart contract, time release smart contract. This balance has indirectly been the promise to invite other participants to the ledger, to the XRP ledger, a promise that the XRP ledger will continue to be developed, improved, and maintained. In 2014, little background, when Jed McCaleb exited Ripple and founded Stellar, his approach was to create a nonprofit development foundation to support the growth of the open source Stellar network. Hang with me, guys. I'll get to the good stuff here shortly. The XRP Ledger Foundation is a step in the same direction, although not initiated by Ripple, the company, and a large step in the further decentralization of the XRP Ledger. But does this mean that Ripple is handing off the XRP Ledger completely, as well as their promise of engagement? David Schwartz, the CTO at Ripple, comments in the press release that we and the community have worked over the 8 years to dramatically increase the decentralization, performance, and feature set of the XRP Ledger, and remain committed to its future growth and innovation led by the foundation. Said this in a tweet. Nick Bougalis, director at Spring, adds, hope I said that name, that the Ripple C++ team will continue core technology contributions. Right, and so I covered this part on a couple of videos ago. Because Sam I Am said, asked Nick, are you moving to the foundation or remaining at Ripple? I'm wondering how the mechanics are going to work here. Nick responded, the Ripple C++ team is staying in place at Ripple and will continue to contribute to build on XRPL. I see it as similar as to how Intel employs entire teams of engineers to contribute code to the Linux kernel, which is a project under the auspice of the Linux Foundation. So I asked Bharath Shari, a spokesperson for the XRP Ledger Foundation, to elaborate on the announcement. Is the XRPL Foundation and seemingly leading the future development of the XRPL an indication that Ripple is not as invested in the future of the XRP Ledger any longer? Answer, we don't see this as being the case at all, even though this question is better answered by Ripple. As in the case of many open source projects, stakeholder companies invest time and resources in helping develop it. The XRP Ledger Foundation sees Ripple in a continued role as a key developer on both the technical and business aspects of the ledger. Furthermore, the XRP Ledger Foundation is only an entity that promises to act in the best interest of the XRPL ledger. There is no question of controlling an open decentralized ecosystem like the XRPL ledger. And you know that I've said on the channel about this foundation and what it's looking to do is ultimately, you know, there's going to be a level of governance. And on an open decentralized ecosystem like the ledger, this nonprofit entity is going to have, when it's open source, I just believe they're going to, and I said this in my video, I don't know, 4 videos ago, that I believe that personally people like the WF and the IMF and the UN and the G20s and G7s of the world are going to be part of the governance of this XRPL ledger. I believe that the XRP ledger is going to be deemed a public good. And I think that a player or players from the likes of the WF, the IMF, the World Bank will be part of the governance ultimately of this XRPL ledger. And it's funny, I said that on the video 2 or 3 videos ago, and I was on a Telegram today, and someone said the same exact thing. And he's referencing the wefforum.org agenda. Said the exact same thing. And I thought it was pretty interesting because he's tying in here as well, Spark and what's going to happen with the Spark token. When they say governance means large holders of the Spark get more voting rights and rewards. So, and again, he was tying in. This is the World Economic Forum's world banking system. That's what this is. That's why this is huge. Should it go as planned, which is. It will likely, since it's been setting up for 5 years. So he had the same thoughts that I have, and he put it in a pretty lengthy text here on the Telegram group, in the Telegram chat. And I just believe the same thing. I believe that, again, those entities will be involved in the governance, if you will, of this XRP ledger. It only makes sense. For me, it only makes sense because like I said last night, they know. You got the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau commenting on Ripple and the XRP, on XRP. You got the WF and the Policy Toolmaker Kit commenting on JPM coin and XRP and Ripple and this technology. And what I'm suggesting to you is that they know. They know the ledger, they know the immutability, they know the transparency, they know that it's open sourced, and it only makes sense for me to have the world, if you would, involved in the governance of something that I believe, I don't know, is going to be deemed a public good. That's the XRP ledger. Since arguably the XRP is the clear winner in cross-border payments. And again, we say on this channel all the time is that when you talk to the IMF, the UN, the WEF, the World Bank, the BIS, the G20 or G7, when you talk digital assets to them, they just hear noise. They hear noise, that's it. But when you talk cross-border payments, they all perk up. They all understand and they all agree. And they believe that there has to be a fix, and that they know the clear winner in the fix, not the only winner, but the clear winner that has proven itself, that is regulatory compliant and working with the regulators, is that they can get behind, the WF, the World Bank, the BIS can get behind, has been Ripple and XRP and the XRP ledger. Clearly. And since they realized quite some time ago that they couldn't strong arm the technology of distributed ledger technology or blockchain technology, once they realized that they couldn't strong arm it, they said they have to adopt it and embrace it. They couldn't take it over. And so a governance is a great way for them to oversee it. Make sure no one gets in control of it or any of that kind of stuff, right? You get the WF and the World Bank and the G20s involved in the governance, G7, G20, involved in the governance of this ledger. No one's messing with it. Listen to me. No one's messing with it when and if that happens. All right, so question number 2. $6.5 million is a lot of money and a clear indication of engagement, but it is only a fraction of the non-circulating supply of XRP that Ripple has access to. So by logic, the most to gain, most to lose promise of Ripple still stands. And the XRP Ledger Foundation is an added promise to third-party developers. The XRP Ledger is still being maintained and used by Ripple, but they are handing off even more control in a decentralized effort? That's a question mark. The non-circulating supply isn't of any concern to the XRP Ledger Foundation. This is his answer, his or her answer. We are purely focused on the health and forward direction of the XRP Ledger. As answered earlier and also indicated in some other statements by Ripple, they are committed to the greater good of the XRP Ledger, including devoting resources to develop on it. Great answer, my friend. Another question, have you made long-term arrangements with Ripple to allocate a share of the non-circulating XRP supply? Good questions, by the way, Thomas. Good questions. Have you made long-term arrangements with Ripple to allocate a share of the non-circulating XRP supply to the XRP Ledger Foundation? And by the way, something also came out in the Telegram. I wish someone somewhere had some kind of documental proof, if you will, that Amazon owns 5 billion XRP. All my friends out there at the channel, do you know of such a thing? I remember hearing that, oh man, maybe over a year ago. Is there any kind of documental proof that Amazon owns 5 billion XRP? I would really like to see that. If you know if someone covered it on the YouTube channel and shared it, because my thing is, if that's true, why does Amazon own 5 billion XRP? What are they using it for? So if you know of anyone or know of any kind of proof of that, that would be great. If you could share that in the comments, that would be outstanding. So let me read this question again, because I keep going off on tangents. Forgive me. Have you made long-term arrangements with Ripple to allocate a share of the non-circulating XRP supply to the Ledger Foundation? No such discussion has been had. The foundation is concentrating on the initial roadmap as outlined in our release. So some interesting questions there. Now, the core decentralization. It is near impossible to have conversations about XRP and Ripple without also talking about decentralization. This is Thomas of Forbes writing here. While Ripple has put forth great effort into decentralizing the XRP network by adding non-Ripple validators to the recommended unique node list, critics have said that as long as the official UNL is still published by Ripple, they ultimately still have complete governance over the network, which that is not the case. Question, you plan to publish a unique node list and have transparent criteria for selection and performance. And I do have to point out is, I remember when I first read about them publishing this UNL list, and I thought to myself, why? Because that was part of the press release, part of the XRP Ledger Foundation's initial, if you will, quote unquote, if you will, white paper. Why bring that up? Why make it public? I get the why make it public, but why bring it up? I think to make a point. This is what they're looking. They know the ultimate goal is to get this thing as decentralized as humanly possible. And if that means Ripple is no longer doing a node, or is the, whatever they say there, the official UNL, maybe someone that the world agrees upon that can be trusted becomes or takes the place of Ripple as the official UNL. Who might that be? I don't know. I don't know. Could it be the World Economic Forum? Could it be the IMF? Could it be, I don't know, the World Bank? I don't think it'll be the World Bank. Could it be a combination of the World Bank and the WF? But the fact that they brought it up in their press release and they mentioned it in their quote unquote white paper and made a point of it, I believe is to let people know what they're looking to do ultimately. Is to one day they'll put an X by Ripple as the official UNL. And it'll be someone else or a couple of people that make it up, if you understand what I'm saying, make up that official UNL. That's what I believe. In other words, that Ripple will be replaced ultimately, I believe. So you plan to publish a unique note list and have transparent criteria for selection and performance. Does changing the UNL not come with great risks of forking the network? Great question again, Thomas. Since one of our core values is to act in the best interest of the XRP ledger, we would, of course, work closely with other list publishers to ensure that no fork risk occurs. Being open, every node on the XRP ledger is free to choose the validators they trust, including manually. Do you have any arrangements with Ripple to take over the XRP Ledger server software repository? There are no immediate plans to take over the repository. As we build resources, we will work our way through merge access and then finally towards repository and packaging. We will work our way through merge access and then finally towards repository and packaging. Remember, this is an open source distribution, so the published binaries are only reference implementations. This is some really, really good stuff here. I encourage you guys, I got some other stuff to cover, so I'm gonna get off of this. But this is some very, very, very interesting questions back and forth here, for sure. And I'll cover more on the stream. Great job, Thomas, great job. All right, so this is from Rafa Comment, and I think this is an interesting point to ponder. While Ripple fans want CBDC action, Ripple's strategy is clearly promoting high volume and low value payments for financial inclusion, which is a buzzword amongst, again, those powers that be. It's a stark trend since the June 8th announcement that ODL Treasury payments had ceased. And he gives it a little time frame. On June 8th, Ripple announces renewed focus on high frequency, low value payments in a Ripple Insight. Ashish Burla elaborates on Twitter. August of 19th, Ripple Insight titles interview with former senior advisor in the United States Treasury, Adrian Harris, as how does the DLT engender greater financial inclusion? Again, this is the buzzword. Even the people from CNN and CNBC and those likes, they get that financial inclusion. Even politicians get it. That's what they're looking to do. Got to do something about that challenge of the unbanked and the underbanked. Got to do something about that. That's some lost tax revenue. Got to do something. The Blockstars podcast interviews on 8/31 of 2020. The Blockstars podcast interviews Stefan Thomas about financial inclusion. It was also written up in the Ripple Insight. 9/15 this month, Ripple announces the keynote speaker for Swirl 2020 is Sheila Warren of the WF to speak on policies that engender inclusion. You throw the whole pay ID in, you throw in a simple way for you and I or us to send money to one another, for you to interact with your bank simply with a pay ID. You kind of put it all in there together, and it kind of points to exactly what Arthur Brittle said about the 7.2 billion. Built to accommodate the 7.2 or 7.3 billion people. On 9/16, Ripple announced in an Insight article they have formally become a supporter of the Mojalo Foundation. We all know about the Gates and the Mojalo. Now they became an official supporter of this foundation. So do you see what I mean by being able to usher into the front of the room Larson, Garlinghouse? Do you see what I mean? Do you see how it can look good to walk alongside people that are actively engaged in financial, in the greater good, in this financial inclusion, and like examples like Mojaloop. This is what it, to me, it's like a resume that Ripple is, and they just keep adding things so that the WF again, or the IMF again, or the G20s again, or the World Bank, like they can speak about it freely. They can, if you will, sing the praises, right? Without some kind of retribution, without some kind of backlash, if you will, not retribution, but some type of backlash. Where's the backlash going to be from the G20s if the WF talks about Ripple and the XRP Ledger and XRP? Where's the backlash going to come from the G7 countries? The only potential is Ripple, the company. So in terms of the XRPL and this financial inclusion, is making sure there's no hint or sniff of a single entity having the greatest control over it. Thus the foundation, thus the incoming governance. So Ripple partner Finastra announces they are tackling financial inclusion and SME funding too. This is from the Rapid Comment. I thought this was great stuff. Really, really great stuff, my friend. The sustainability of crypto and needed regulatory clarity for crypto have been written as variations on a theme of financial inclusion. Really, really good stuff there, my friend. Thanks for sharing. You come up with some really good stuff and some very, very insightful tweets, brother. We appreciate that. So here, this is from Mickey B. Fresh about the move from Ryan Zagone. Shout out to Mickey B. Fresh. How are you, bro? Hope all is well. I can't wait to, I got to reach out to you, man. Get you on the channel sometimes, Mickey B. Fresh. All right, so it's Ryan Zagone, and I'll ask this question after I read this announcement. Ryan Zagone says, I'm excited to share that I am the new head of Americas for Transferwise for banks. We're helping banks quickly adapt to a digital world with the Transferwise experience consumers love. Radically transparent, fast, cheap. Transferwise.com. Mickey B. Fresh was excited about this. I have a question. Transferwise has always been that one who thought that they could hang with Ripple. Transferwise has always been that one who felt like, not only can we hang, we can outdo them. Transferwise has always been that one. That's kind of how they walk. That's kind of how they talk, right? So tell me, I would like to think that that Transferwise picking up someone from their main, a competitor is a good thing for Transferwise. I'm not sure if this is a good thing for Ripple. I'm not sure. I don't know. Is Brad Garlinghouse not tweeting about someone who's leaving? He has a habit of wishing people well when they leave. Maybe he's still asleep. Maybe he's busy right now. This came out a couple hours ago. But no, best of wishes, none of that, no, nothing. So maybe I don't know. I don't want to start any rumors, but maybe this isn't a great thing for Ripple. I don't know. But let's read. It's a great thing for Transferwise. Let's read what Mickey B. Fresh says. Mickey B. Fresh says, wow, This is fantastic news. Transferwise has been one of the few MSP holdouts, as that money service providers, holds out not to join RippleNet. Again, because they've always kind of walked like, yeah, we can hang out. We can hang out with RippleNet. We don't need, right? Zagone move there is strategic for RippleNet and Transferwise. Head of America's Transferwise for bank sounds like digital bank integration. Shout out to Mickey B. Fresh. And I guess we shall soon see. We shall soon see. I'd love to get Crypto Eddie's take on this. I'd love to hear from her and what she thinks about this move. I'm sure she will share. Interesting stuff there. So there that is, guys. Ryan Zagone is the new head of Americas for Transferwise for banks. Make sure you guys follow Mickey B. Fresh on Twitter if you're not doing so already. I do think that is some interesting news. What else do I want to cover? I find it very, very interesting about a lot of Ripple partners partnering. Have you been noticing that lately? Ripple partners are making moves today. Company announcement, ACI Worlwide and MasterCard agree. Collaboration pact. There's been a lot of these Ripple partners partnering. Have you been checking that out? Shout out to the Cryptic Poet, Justin, and Ripple partner AC Worldwide. Thank you, my dude, for sharing. And MasterCard to collaborate and advance new payment solutions and experience customers. Well, I know it's been talked, and we probably even said it on the channel about, it's going to be a bunch of these collaborations, right? You know what they say, two or more minds, when two or minds come together, it creates a third and more powerful mind, right? So a lot of these collaborations, but it's always a Ripple partner. It's a Ripple partner getting better. And again, this is what I've said, and I'll say it again 10,000 million times. You are not going to want to be that MSP, SME, FI, or bank on the outside of RippleNet looking in on RippleNet. You're just not going to want to be. There is an FI or an SME or a bank that doesn't know that Swift is on its way out. No matter what this whole GPI thing does, they're on their way out in terms of the number one. They may pivot into another direction to do something different, but their whole primary role they serve today, the new thing is the RippleNet. Right, and so all these Ripple partners partnering up is it's just strengthening. They're strengthening themselves for what's about to come. I do find it very, very interesting. Where is this? From Stewart XRP. So Crypto Eddie she did a video, right? And she talked about this Ripple.com matchmaking thing. And she had shared a few companies. What is essentially, you hop on that RippleNet thing and boom, boom, you can access something that allows you to connect with people, right, that match or align with where you may need some help in some area, right? It's literally matchmaking on RippleNet, right? And she mentioned 4 or 5 places, and interesting stuff here. She said that the link went dark. I think that's interesting. Props go to Consistent Benny. This is from Crypto Eddie, who lit up the found link in a new way after the original link went dark. And I'm supposing that this link went dark after Crypto Eddie discovered it. It went dark. So in any case, Stewart XRP got this from Consistent Benny, and thanks to Crypto Eddie. And it has here, Ripple.com matchmaking organizations. It's a pretty significant list. Encore in Ripple, Paymix Ltd in Ripple. I mean, look at the list I'm going to count these, and then I'm going to multiply that by 4. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, TerraPay, Currency Cloud, 20. Matchmaking, Mickey B, 21, 22, 23, Revolut, Flutterwave, Rockbank, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, Senfriend, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So that's 98, 37 times 4. No, a minute, 37 times 4 is not 98. Holy cow. 37 times 4 is 148, right? Yeah, 148, 149, 150, 151 matchmakes. 151 matchmakes, hookups. Let's say some of the names. Banco Rendimento, Remitter, D-Money and Ripple, TransferGo and Ripple, B-Tech and Ripple, Banco Rendimento and Ripple, iPay and Ripple. I know I said that already. The National Bank of Fujairah and Ripple, the National Bank of Kuwait and Ripple. This is the matchmaking thing. Now, is this the same as the over 400 partnerships or part of the over 400 partnerships? I don't know. Exim Bank and Ripple, Mutual Trust Bank and Ripple, Dubai Islamic Bank and Ripple, BBVA Transfer Services and Ripple, Santander Spain and Ripple, Money Match and Ripple. Pretty powerful stuff. Why the need for the link, the original link, to go missing or quote unquote dark, as Crypto Eddie puts it? I don't know. Maybe some NDA stuff. I don't know. But in any case, there it is. Make of it what you will. But it seems very, very promising and exciting from where I sit. All right, guys, listen, I am going to wrap up this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, but we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.